And then we can send it to those type of friends.
Director,
Yes.
how was it today?
Yo, it was great, man. We finally were able to do the fog scene with the children of the demon, which is
Dope.
it was
apparently.
yeah, man.
And some action.
Some serious
in
action
there.
in there, and now it's left with the explosions and the fights,
Yeah.
which is tomorrow. All the big stuff.
So all the fireworks tomorrow,
Yeah,
yeah?
man.
Yeah, man.
That's what
Beautiful,
we're doing. But we're very
beautiful.
happy. I'm very happy with everything with that over here. Like,
Great.
we're on solid ground.
For me, I think it's the great adventure to sort of go out into the cosmos and see what we can find. Obviously, there's a lot of inspiration taken from a lot of international places, I would say. George Lucas being one, Zack Snyder, Steven Spielberg, and the like. But to me, the most important inspiration that I got was right here at home. My inspiration is from Kwao Ansai and all the work that he's done in the past, especially Heritage Africa, in the way that we start to present the African experience. So in many ways, while it may be inspired by a lot of foreign material, the core and the heart of it is quite inspired by our own homegrown filmmaking styles, how we present things. For the cast, I say, of course, Bex comes to mind since he's the one carrying the whole thing. The ability that he has to bring certain type of vulnerability and maturity to his roles, and the energy that he brings on set is just something else. And together we tried to craft a character that embodied everything that was the best of Africa, but also to have some of its doubts as well, which is kind of where Na comes in. Who, such a fierce actor. Working with her was definitely a teachable moment for me. I learned a lot from that experience on set. But ultimately, we came to a place where we had something special, something that we felt like we could share with everyone once we got to the end point. It's such a surreal experience to work with these people who put everything that they can out onto the floor, just trying to achieve this vision that we have. With the ship, that was actually a very last minute thing. Originally it was all supposed to be CGI, but then once we started getting to a certain place with funding and stuff like that, we felt maybe it would make a lot of sense for for our people to have a physical place to interact with, especially with Adam having so much dialogue with his ship. We felt it would be such a loss if we didn't have him in the ship, and interacting with it, having something physical to sort of, to a physical place to walk around in and feel, and it does something to the acting that nothing else can. And in many ways, it brings a whole lot of what we're doing to a whole new level. We had a guy called Psycho Brown who built it. I gave him a very rudimentary design, and then he ended up coming up with this beautiful thing. And we decided to line it up with all these, African symbols, which means something for anyone who would care to look into it, just to give it a feel of coming from home. For us, the vision is to change the narrative of storytelling and what type of stories can be told from outside of the world. It's such a task to try and tell a story like this, but we've been committed for about 2 years now, and then now getting close to the finish line, I can say that everything is worth it. With my crew, I was so lucky to be able to get very, very talented and professional individuals who came in and brought everything to the table. We have Jamaica Anderson, which everybody knows. We have Davie C, who made Toko Atelier, a very beautiful short film. And then, of course, we have Karl Marx, who was my DOP, a phenomenal man to work with. And hopefully my DOP for life if things work well. You know, we had Maoli on the sound, very, very impeccable work ethic. You know, it was just so much. Stone came in and did our stunt choreography for us, another guy I worked with on an earlier project, and now it sort of seems like a reunion coming down to this side of things, you know. And looking at the team that we had, it's sort of no surprise that we were able to end up pulling off certain things, you know. And for things to keep moving and get in the right direction, we had one of the best, you know, production managers that I have ever worked with, you know, a man called Yogi, who basically held our hands throughout the whole thing. But ultimately, the whole thing is the story of inspiration, the story that a bunch of people got inspired and decided to go out and do something that they want to share with the world at some point. And you know, I think that that's really the true spirit of filmmaking, is going out there and doing it.
Yo, you Chandra, what's up?
What's up? It's guys.
What's up for today?
Today we are going to shoot our final stuff for Sege, and then we will now move to our next location, which would be Kokrobite.
How was yesterday?
Yesterday was great. It was very, very well. It went well. We shot all our scenes, and then we closed pretty much very early. So yesterday was great. We came as early as 5 a.m. as the video will tell you, and then we closed very early too. So yesterday was great. So we are hoping that today too would be greater, and tomorrow will be greatest, and the movie will come out greatest tests. U800, peace out.
And for us, we went out there and did it. And very soon when we get into the theaters, we'll be able to show you what we did. But for now, we can't leave you empty-handed. So here we have the first ever teaser that we're gonna release to the public. This is gonna stay in Hall H. This is gonna stay in GH MovieCon. And hopefully we'll see you in theaters soon.
What do you want in these lands?
I seek asylum. I came from beyond the stars, the last of my people.
From beyond the stars, what happened to your land?
We destroyed it.
And now you have come here for refuge. The light too, it makes us understand.
I heard about you.
is the key to the survival of our people. When we connect with it, and we need to find this weakness, or we need to destroy it altogether.